Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the BFS Fishing Channel. And in this video, we're going to be doing an unboxing of a new reel. I've had this reel for a little bit of time. I haven't really made videos since I got back from China. Real life has been very, very busy. My job has been very stressful, and so I've had to focus on real life things. And so I apologize for the lack of content, but hopefully, things will get a little bit better with the real life, and we'll be on our way to making videos once again. So let's get into this. Let's do the unboxing, and we'll do a little bit of a spec dump as well. This is the Histar, or Histar as they're known internationally, Aurora Air CF. So yes, this is yet another version of the Aurora Air that we all know and kind of either love or hate. But anyways, okay, so let's go ahead and open up the reel, and I definitely have opened this up and, tried to get familiar with it. But this is the Histar Aurora Air CF. Okay, so here it is in all its glory. Let's go ahead and do a spec dump for this reel, and while we're doing that, I'll give you a bit of a glamour shot of the reel itself. This is the Histar Aurora Air CF. The gear ratio is going to be the same exact gear ratio as all of the other Aurora Airs, which is an 8.1 to 1 with a factory reported CMPT of 75 centimeters per turn. The factory claims this has about 4 kilograms worth of drag. It has 6+1 ball bearings, very similar to the other Aurora Air variations. However, they do claim and say that this has spool bearings, which are NMB SIC spool bearings. The all-up weight from the factory is a claimed 109 grams, and they say that the spool weighs 2.15 grams. Now, I'm assuming that that is without the bearing and that is without the spool pin. They claim that you can actually have 190 meters of 0.12 millimeter thick braid, or 140 meters of 0.14 millimeter braid, or 110 meters of 0.16 millimeter braid. I have a little bit of a hard time believing those numbers. I don't think the spool is deep enough to give you almost 200 meters of 0.6 go braid. That just doesn't really seem like it would work. But the other big claim that this particular reel has over the other versions is that the body of this reel is made up of Contix carbon fiber, as opposed to this, the Silver GU, and the original Aurora Air being made of what they call a PCCF, or polycarbonate carbon fiber. Now, the Contix material is something that previously only the black version of the GU99 had, and also the black GU had the NMB SIC. I believe those ones, though, are micro bearings as opposed to this one, which is just a hybrid ceramic. Same exact brake system. Everything else is identical except for the colors. I went ahead and swapped the knobs out to the DMK style Silver Feather Elite knobs, because I feel like they're much better than the knobs that they come with. The GU99 has this special, even more heavily cut out carbon fiber handle. But, the prices that they're asking for these reels is these two reels and the other two GU99s is, in my opinion, a little bit on the ridiculous side, because you can get this for under 40 bucks. And from my testing, this Aurora Air model, the original, actually casts the most consistent, is the easiest to cast. I think the brakes, the magnets on this one are actually stronger than these two reels. I've tried mixing and matching all of the spools, because all the spools weigh actually different weights. And also, I feel like all of the magnets are also different strengths, oddly. So, this one, it did have one cast that was like, a little bit further than this, but this was the most consistent of the bunch. This one, very finicky to cast, for me at least. And then in my limited testing of the Air CF, I've also found that it was a little bit on the finicky side. I think it's the SIC bearings and the little bit freer spinning bearings on these that kind of make it make these two reels a little bit more finicky to cast, whereas this one has been, in my experience, not only the cheapest, but the easiest, and it gets pretty much the same distances as these two. So, you know, that's my take on all of this. But let's go ahead and get some weights, because that's pretty much what we're here for. Go ahead and tear out the scale, and we'll go ahead and put that on there. So this reel does come in at 108.46 grams, which is definitely under the 109 gram claim. And we're going to go ahead and open this up. And interestingly enough, the spool does say Aurora Pro. I don't know if you guys can see that. And the bearings indeed are SIC, which I'll let you hear in a second, but we'll go ahead and get a spool weight. And it comes in at 3.92. And just to give you a point of reference, we'll get a weight on the Aurora Air spool, which is the original version. So 4.26 versus 3.93. So, and then just for good measure, we'll get a spool weight on the GU99, the silver one, which is supposed to have the lightest spool, I think, next to the black GU99. So 3.38, 3.90, 3.92, and then 4, a little bit above 4. So that's the weight on that. Let's go ahead and give you some sounds. Now what I've done is I've set the brakes so that they're at 0. Let's go ahead and set them to 3 so they're the most arrested, which means that they will not come out. And I'll give you, and I'll show you the free spool as well as let you listen to everything on the reel. So let's go ahead and get a free spool. So not too bad. Free spool is decent, but you can definitely hear the SIC, the ceramic bearings. You can hear that kind of whizz sound. That's definitely indicative of ceramic bearings. Here are some of the other sounds. Here's the drag clicker. Very, very loud. There's the star drag, not as loud. And then, you know, the brake dial definitely has that Dark Wolf Ultra type sound. What I wanted to talk about was the handle knobs. They do seem to have shimmed them, because I don't feel much play, whereas like the GU99, those silver knobs were definitely not shimmed and they were terrible. These are okay, but they're still using bushings, and so they don't really spin at all. So, you know, if I was to actually use this reel and keep it, I would definitely swap that out to bearings, and that'll bump the number of bearings in this reel to 10+1. And I believe you can actually swap out at least one, the bearing on the worm gear side, or bushing on the worm gear side, to a bearing to make this an actual 11+1 ball bearing reel if you so choose. But realistically, you know, I would just pay $35-40 for this reel and, you know, call it a day there, because they're asking, I think right now on AliExpress, they're asking like $80 something for this. Maybe during the 11/11 sale, the price will come down. But honestly speaking, I bought this off Taobao when it first launched over a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago actually now, for about $52. That's without shipping, because I was already in China at the time. So, you know, local shipping is free. But for them to ask $80 something for this reel, I think is a little bit of a, you know, big ask. I feel like the GU99 reel and this reel are kind of a cash grab by Histar/Hasida, and this is the reel to buy. It's the cheapest one. It's going to give you the least regrets. There may be some quality control problems, but you know, I have a video showing you how to fix your line lay issues if you do have that. And then showing you how to take this handle off to fix the spring washers within the drag stack to get it to have a more linear tightening curve, I guess. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I will try to spool it up and get it out and try it out on the water, even though, you know, these reels are not my most favorite reels in the world to use. There's, you know, if you're going to be paying like $85 for this or $85 for this, I would, you know, much rather see you guys spend just a little bit more and then get into a DMK Pure Lure Silver Feather, Air, Elite, My EC, EXA, because those reels are going to be far superior in my opinion, in my subjective opinion, to this reel. But we'll go ahead and give it a try, and I'll report back in a bit. Anyways, that's going to do for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.